Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is August 18th, and I wanted to spend just a couple minutes with you talking about a 8.1 lot ES trade that we had today here in the trade room. Again, been a little silent over the course of the last week or two, been getting my son ready to go off to college, and that has been completed. We dropped him off this past Sunday, and so now I'm kind of back in pocket. Also, we just wrapped up our beta test, direct to step 2 with Top Step Trader, and that was a roaring success. Super glad that we did that. I know we had a lot of people that participated and were able to take advantage of that. We've had some cool success stories that we'll talk about at some point in the future when I get some time to kind of get things organized. But today what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about an ES trade that we had. Of course, we'll do what we always do. We'll talk about the trade. I'll show you kind of the methodology that we used to get into it. And then I have made a recording of it. You'll be able to see exactly as it happened in the trade room. You'll see where we get in. You'll be able to see where it is that we got out. And then you'll also be able to see kind of what went on in the middle. We cut that up and speed that up a little bit, cut it into pieces, speed it up, and put some music behind it so that you don't have to watch the entirety of the trade, but you kind of get a sense for how the trade moved as we went through it. All right, let's talk about what we did here today. There was some news that came out right here at this big bar down. What I've got here on the bottom of this screen is the delta, and you can see that the market was rallying, and the delta, the buyers were coming in aggressively, and all of a sudden we had a shift. And so this green dotted line here, by the way, this is our volume weighted average price envelope. You had that volume shift. Let me show you here. These green lines that you see here represent kind of this basically a 4 days worth of value areas. So if you undo all the merges in the profile, you could see that price had done had been rallying, and then we had a little pullback, and then we had a rally. And so when you kind of merge these profiles together and you take a look at their value areas, this provides you with some really good support resistance ideas. And so here was the top of that area, and that's the same thing area that you see here on the chart. So when we broke down through this area, we made a pullback into the envelope. This was our RTH signal. We said that once we got up into this area here, and of course you had this big sell-off on the delta bar, very small pullback in terms of delta, and then once we hit this area, we took this area short, looking to target the other side of that value area and then our RTH target. And that's pretty much what it did. Now you're going to see me in this video, you're going to see me get out of this trade on a pullback. In fact, it actually did hit the target that we were looking for, which was going to have been 10 points at 66.5. The low of the day here is 66.25. But what I ended up doing is taking it out because it was retracing back just a little bit. And it's kind of hard to see here on this particular bar, but if you were to break this down into a 1 minute bar, you would see this delta in here was beginning to kind of lift back up again. And so I didn't want to give up 2 points to try to make 2 ticks or 3 ticks or whatever that number was. So ended up getting out at 8 points instead of 10, which is what the ultimate target was, and that's okay. Right, that was an okay idea. So again, very simple kind of process here. We came up into our resistance area, this market maker level RTH signal. We know that if we get to this signal area and break through that level, that we should be coming down into that RTH target, and that is exactly what we were targeting. Once we broke through the value area from that kind of that 4 prior day value area, the market comes down into our structure signal, comes back up into our envelope. This is where we said if we close below this envelope, I was going to get short. And that's exactly what we did in the trade room, 676.75, and we carried it all the way down to the RTH target for a nice 8-point move. And again, this was all validated by using our delta chart here for our order flow. And so with all that being said, I'm going to let you watch this video. Again, like I said, I'm going to show you where we get in. I'm going to cut it into pieces, put some music behind it, speed it up. You'll be able to see exactly where we get in and where we get out. And this trade was taken, as you'll see it here, live in front of a live trading audience in our day trading chat room. So with all that being said, without further ado, here is that OTG trade of the day. So I'm in at 76.75 on the ES. The stop here will be 80. One tick above settlement at 80.